Yoga with Lisa with another gentle yoga session just for you, just for me, just for all of us. Chance to connect, a chance to feel physically better, maybe emotionally, spiritually, all of it matters. And this is where we are, so let's try and tune inward, find ourselves, release any worry or tension that we're finding building up through these long days of uncertainty, basically. So, with having said that, let's find ourselves on our yoga mat, or if a yoga mat is on the floor and that's too far down for you, you can do it in a chair. Modify everything. Remember, in any yoga, and especially my yoga, when you're with me, if anything feels uncomfortable or like beyond what you're capable of, if it feels a little awkward or out of balance, please don't even try to push yourself beyond what it feels like is your natural range of motion and your natural limitations. Respect your limits. Respect them. Acknowledge them. Breathe air deep into the body and find that awareness to connect with that place of sensitivity and awareness of the physical body and its limitations. So whenever you feel that edge, stop, back away, acknowledge it, breathe air, and don't force anything. Don't go beyond your limits. Okay, so having said that, let's go ahead and find ourselves seated comfortably with a straight back and arms relaxed, shoulders down, lengthen through the neck, let the head lift gently, easily, elongating the spine from tailbone to the tip of the head, the top of the head. Arms relax. And for the first few moments of our yoga session, we're just going to close our eyes and breathe and be aware of our breath. Be aware of where it settles when it comes in. Does it go deep in your belly? Does it stay shallow in the chest? Or maybe even doesn't even get to the chest, maybe it's up in your throat. Wherever your breathing settles, just notice it, and then if you want to deepen it over time as you breathe, naturally you're probably going to deepen it and slow it down as you pay attention to your breathing. So for a few moments I'll be quiet and you'll just focus on breath and straightening and lengthening through the spine, relaxing the arms and shoulders. See if you can bring a smile to your face, but keep your awareness on your breath. Beautiful, beautiful breathing. Bring those hands into a prayer pose. Focus inward. Let's take the hands as close together as you can without actually touching the fingertips and the palm of the hand. Open your eyes and look at this connection between your fingertips. Try and minimize that connection, but don't touch. Maybe you feel a little energy between your fingertips, a little Reiki. Fingertips do extend their energy outward in all directions. Let's bring the hands back together, touching the fingertips slowly together, palm of the hand. Connect that energy between this arm and this arm, from fingertips in and connecting to the heart. let's do a figure 8 or an infinity symbol with our hands. Breathe as you move. And now let the wrists really extreme stretch as you do your infinity symbol, and allow the wrist to migrate between extended this way and extended that way. Bending it back, bending it over. Breathe. All right, let's go backwards infinity. And maybe that's a challenge for you if you have never tried to go opposite direction of what's your normal routine of moving your hands. It's good for you to try and do things in the opposite direction, keeping those synapses in the brain and nervous system firing new connections and doing the old connections in new ways, new directions. All right, bring those hands right in front of the chest and bring the elbows out. Separate the fingers so there's a lot of space between all your fingers and thumb. Press and breathe. Use all the muscles of your fingers and hands and arms, forearms, upper arms, shoulders, chest and back, all the way around the whole midriff of the chest and lower back, or upper back, middle back, I guess. Pushing, 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 and breathing strongly. Awesome. Interlock your fingers now and lift it straight up. Hi, Ella. Hi, Jane. Stretch it straight up. Breathe in, lift up. And slowly bring it back down to prayer pose. Relax your arms. Let them just rest in your lap for a minute and return to your breath. I see we're getting a lot of late joiners this morning, so we'll take it slow here at the beginning to connect everybody in to right now. We're just sitting tall and breathing. Eyes can close. Find yourself. Let the worries of the world and the busy mind settle down and leave. Let it just, like all those little thoughts, all those little worries, all that anxiety, all those thoughts, just let them rise up and dissipate in the atmosphere. Come back to yourself. Relax. Find your center and balance inward. Deepen your breath. Let the breath come all the way to the deepest part of your belly and then fill you up all the way to your throat, all the way up to your sinuses inside the head, empty air cavities inside the head, behind the eyes, behind the cheeks, inside the ears, into the throat. Fill it all up with fresh air and then let it go out. Deflate the balloon, squeeze the belly in. And do it again, breathing deepest part of your belly first. Inhale. Fill it all the way up. Hold for a moment to feel that fullness, and then blow it out. Squeeze the belly in, force it out. Let's let the head drop forward, keeping the back straight, chin coming to the chest, and we're just going to move the chin along your collarbone, left and right, not too far, very slowly, breathing throughout. Take your time. If you find that there's a location somewhere along this arc of movement for your chin following your collarbone, if you find that there's one place, or maybe more than one place, where there's some sensitivity or pain or discomfort or tightness, I would suggest you stop right there and try to relax and try to breathe deep. So say that this location, you feel a little bit of tension in your neck. Stop, breathe, relax. And then continue to move your chin left and right. You find another place, stop, stretch and breathe, relax, and then resume the movement. Continue to sweep your chin left and right, but now we're going to go a little wider, a little more towards the shoulder, and even raise the head up at the edge of your arc, over your shoulder or close to it, maybe not directly over your shoulder, because some of us can't really bring the chin over the shoulder, and that's okay. Wherever your edge is, lift up the face, breathe in. Exhale, drop the chin down, sweep through your long, slow arc below the collarbone with the chin all the way to the other shoulder, and then lift up and breathe in. Exhale, drop it down. Continue to move through this low arc and up on the side. It's a little bit like you can visualize water sloshing in a tub. As it sloshes all the way to the side of the tub, it comes up a little bit and then down and up to the other side. Your head is basically following that slosh, or that arc that the slosh represents. So here we go. We're keeping the back straight, shoulders back and down, relaxed arms. Bringing the chin down, bring it all the way up, slosh up on one side, down, and up to the other side, up, breathe in, exhale, and over to the other side. If you need to go slower or have less of an arc, that's fine. You don't have to mimic what I'm doing. The idea is just to find your full range of motion, relax, move, and breathe. Okay, when you're ready, we'll bring the head back up to a level position. All right, breathe in and relax your shoulders even more. Breathe in. Exhale. Now we're dropping the ear down towards the shoulder. I'm going to bring my right ear down towards my shoulder. And as you notice, it doesn't go very far. Maybe your head goes all the way over. That's awesome, but mine doesn't go that far. And maybe that's also true of you. It doesn't matter. Whatever your range of motion is, honor it. Discover it. Breathe. And let's breathe in and bring the head back up to level. Breathe in. Exhale, keeping the head level, and then breathe in again. And now we tilt the head the other way. Let your ear travel a little bit down towards your shoulder. Don't bring the shoulder up. Leave the shoulders, both shoulders, down and back and relaxed. Breathe in, lift. Exhale at the top. Inhale at the top. Exhale down. Continue breathing and just allowing the neck to find its full range of motion over the top. And up, breathe in, exhale down. Breathe in, bring it up. Exhale down. Breathe in, bring it up. Exhale down. And just continue about 3 or 4 more times. Bring that head back up, and let's get those legs straight. Probably your knees are talking to you a little bit. We've been sitting and cross-legged for a while. Let's stretch the legs out. Connect your body's weight down into those hip bones, pelvis points. If you need, you can pull the flesh away a little bit to connect, to feel that connection. Take a moment to just sit, let your back be more or less straight, shoulders over your hips, top of the head reaching up, breathe, relax your arms. And then slowly let's walk our fingers down towards our ankles and grab a hold of the shins somewhere above the ankles. Just grab and pull gently and release. Let's look down at the legs, round the back, exhale. And then as you start to inhale, straighten your back, lift your head, and pull just gently with the arms against the legs. Pull just a little bit, bending the elbows just a little bit. Bend the elbows, lift the neck and the top of the head, stretch the neck long. You can think about the top of your head reaching for the top of the wall across the room so that your whole back from your hips to the top of your head is kind of going for a 45-degree angle with your legs. This would be 90 degrees sitting straight up. We're going to go halfway down and pull. Try to straighten your lower back by pulling against your legs. And your next exhale, we round the back and collapse forward. Allow your knees to bend slightly and your feet to point out, and allow the chest to come down by the legs. Relax your neck and drop your head. Everything is soft. Gravity gets to go, pulling everything down gently and softly and balanced. Relax. Try to sink a little deeper into this forward fold and allow your arms to go wherever it feels good. Maybe you want to grab onto your toes or your heels, or have your arms out to the side or in between your legs or right on top of your legs. Relax deeper, and let's do 5 long, slow, deep breaths as we relax. Forward fold. That's 3 breaths for me. We've got 2 more. Stay down, relax, deepen your stretch. One more breath. Just drag the hands along the legs as you bring the body upright. Beautiful. Let's take the right hand and reach for the left little toe. Wrap the hand around the little toe edge of the foot. Left hand's going to come to the ground somewhere outside your hip or knee or thigh. And you're going to look over your left shoulder or in that direction a little bit. Pull against this little toe side of your left foot with your right hand. Pull. And feel a gentle stretch along the right shoulder blade to the left hip. Oblique stretch. Push against your left hand and bring yourself up. Let's take a big breath in. Reach for both toes, bend forward, and come straight back up. This time the left hand goes for the little toe edge of the right foot. Wrap your fingers around that little toe edge. Right hand comes out here for support. Look over your right shoulder and let's just do some nice deep breathing. You feel a nice stretch from the left shoulder blade to the right hip as you pull against the left foot with your right foot with your left hand. push against the right hand, bring yourself up. Hands to your hips, reach for the toes, come up, breathe in. Exhale, reach for the toes, come up, breathe in. We're working on strength of the torso, letting the torso do the work. We're not really using the arms to push ourselves up or pull ourselves down. We're working on strength of the torso. As we exhale and inhale, 3 more times. Let's reach for the ankles, bend down, come up with the strength of the torso. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. We're not using our hands if possible. If you need to push with your hands, just push with your hands. It's fine. Beautiful. All right. Let's take a minute to sit back on our elbows. Bring those elbows behind you. Put the hands flat, palm down on the ground, and spread the fingers wide. And allow your shoulders to kind of collapse inward and let yourself really slink or slump down through the spine, through the hips. Feet are flat on the ground, knees are a little bit apart, and just relax through the hips, through the lower back, through the upper back, through the shoulders, through the neck. Everything gets to relax and let go. Let's actually bring the feet a little wider and let the knees lean in on each other and really relax through the hips and legs. Let go. I know there's a tendency to hold. We're trying to trust ourselves enough to let that stop holding. Relax. You may have noticed we're taking it easy even more than usual in today's session. A little yin yoga, which allows not only your muscles to stretch. Yin yoga allows your ligaments and connective tissue, your tendons, and even your ligaments to stretch and release. Your fascia, which is kind of like, how can I describe the fascia? Under the skin, between the skin and the muscle, and it's like almost like a filament or spider webs, but it encapsulates every organ and every muscle and every bone. It encapsulates your spinal column and your brain. The fascia is actually kind of this magic connective spider web of electricity that runs through the whole body. And it's awesome to let it regenerate and feed your organs and your fluids and the lymphatic system. Lower back. All right, let's bring those knees back into alignment with the hips. Bring the feet in front of the hips. And see if we can tilt the pelvis here and squeeze the buttocks. I'll turn sideways so you can see what my hips are doing here. I'm going from here. Shoulders are staying really slumped down into the upper back. Relax the shoulders. And we're tilting the pelvis and squeezing the buttocks. Look down at your hips. Squeeze in. And relax. Maybe arch the back now and look up at the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to neutral. And then squeeze the buttocks and tilt the pelvis in a little bit. So we're doing, I'll speed it up, but I prefer you do this slow, but so you can just see what's happening. Because when I do it slow, you hardly notice any movement. So here's what we're doing. Is arch and curve. Arch the belly up, curve the back down, squeeze the buttocks. Arch the belly up, look at the ceiling, breathe in. Look down at your hips, squeeze the buttocks, tilt the pelvis. Tighten the belly. Exhale. 3 more times. Awesome. All right, now let's bring the knees up all the way to close to the base. And the feet are off the ground. Stretch the legs up and circle your ankles up there. Circle the other way. bend your right leg and then your left. Straightening the other one. Alternate, straighten. Do a little bit of a kick, kick, kick up, kick up, kick up, kick it up. 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Kick it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick them both up. Point your toes, flex your toes. Point, flex. Point one, flex the other. Switch. Keep breathing. Switch. Switch. Keep breathing. All right. Let's see if we can balance on the tailbone into both toes. Take a minute to just find yourself. If you need to hold your knees, that's okay. If you need to bring your feet close to the hips, that's also valid. Find your pose. We already counted to 10 and did something, so we're going to take a break here from what we normally do, which is touch the toes 10 times, come back into seated, and let's find ourselves in a straddle. We need to stretch out the inner thighs, so we're going to let the legs go out. Again, pull the flesh away from the sitting bones. This is my cue to scoot the camera back because you need to see a little bit more of my positioning, I think. Okay, that should do it. All right, so you get the drill. We're here on a straddle sit. The back is straight, shoulders over the hips, shoulders back and down and relaxed, arms heavy. Allow your arms to lay along the top of your thighs. Palms can be up to the ceiling, up to the sky, up to the universe, to represent that you are receiving gifts. Lift a little taller through the spine. Let the top of the head drift up. And breathe in. Let your heart shine forward. Take a moment to just connect through those sitting bones. Flex your ankles a little bit so your heels are sort of anchored down into the ground. Connect the back of the legs from hips to heels down into the earth. And sit tall and breathe. And imagine that your heart is a beautiful sunflower shining its color brilliantly into the air, into the sky, calling out for love and attention, offering beauty and grace. Beautiful. Let's bring the hands to prayer pose and sit a little taller even. Reach the hands up, breathe in. Exhale, bring them back down, and keeping the back straight, just let the head drop into a prayer pose. Hold. And see if you can keep the air out of the body for a moment. Sitting completely still and balanced. When you need to breathe again, you lift the hands up, reach up, breathe in. Exhale, bring it down, and find a moment of stillness between breaths and sit quiet. When it's time to breathe again, the hands come up, breathing in, stretching tall. Bow the head, sitting quiet. I love that. Let's reach up again, breathe in and let the hands separate, come over the legs, and imagine that you're just reaching to the space above your toes, stretching, reaching in the direction of the toes. Stretch and reach, keep shifting your weight on your hips left and right, reaching left and right, breathing a lot. If you want, your head can even turn over onto its side as you move left and right. Your head can drop down towards one shoulder than the other. That's optional. Everything's optional. All right, let's come back to the middle. Palms up, breathe in. Turn the palms out and push down towards your legs. Exhale 3 times like that. Breathe in. And this time we'll bring the prayer hands down all the way to in front of your hips, in front of your groin. Let the hands just rest there for a minute. And let's round the back and look down at your hips or your belly or your chest. Drop the head, round the back. At this time you can slump your shoulders forward and just sit as balanced and quiet as you can. Continue to notice your breath. Connect inward to your true self. And if you're doing what we were doing before, which is finding that stillness between the breath, I challenge you to find the part of you that asks you to take the next breath. So you're waiting in the stillness between breaths at the end of your exhalation, sitting quiet. Something will speak to you to say, it's time to breathe. I want you to notice that impulse. That's your true self. It's somewhere in the torso, somewhere in the chakras, somewhere in your consciousness. Where? That's for you to find out. So sitting quiet, breathing slowly. Ready, we're going to take the hands down to like a push-up position in between your straddled legs. Find a nice place for your hands, fingers spread wide, and bend the elbows, and then push back. Find your range of motion wherever it is, whatever it is. Accept it with love and appreciation. That's your range of motion. You can't get better tomorrow if you don't feel gratitude for what you have today. Kind of a yoga philosophy that I have. When you are grateful for your flexibility and your range of motion today, then you appreciate it, you acknowledge it, you work with it, and then your flexibility will expand, your comfort level will expand, and your pain and discomfort will diminish. So we're just allowing ourselves to find that range of motion gently, no forcing, ever so slow, and always connected with the breath. Once you've pretty much established your full range and you know where your edge of your range of motion is, your therapeutic edge of the range of motion, let's go to the middle of that zone and then stay there for 3 breaths. And then push back, push back. Let's take the nose to the right knee. One hand on either side of the knee, and bow your head towards that leg. If you want, you can reach for your toes or your ankle. Let's stay here for 5 breaths. Push against the ground and bring yourself back up. Come back to balanced. One hand on either side of the other knee now. Bow your head over that leg. If you want, you can reach for your toes. 5 breaths on this side too. hands to the floor, push yourself up, come back to a balanced seat. Let the back be straight, shoulders back and down. Breath deep. Every inhalation, sit a little taller, let the top of the head float up like a hot air balloon. Let it go. Let it rise easily. Shoulders don't go up, shoulders stay down. All right, let's go back to the center. Hands to push-up position. Lower yourself down and push up. Breathing out and in as you come up. We're working to try and keep the back a little bit straighter than we did before. Before we were sort of allowing ourselves to slump forward and feel that rounded back. But now we're really trying to work the hips by keeping the lower back flat. The upper back reaching forward, chest reaching forward towards the opposite, the wall on the opposite side of the room. Beautiful. Hands out and up, breathe in. Prayer hands down. Take a moment for yourself. And we're going to bring those legs in. And at this point, I'm going to ask you to go up onto your knees. If that doesn't work for you, you can sit in any position that you find comfortable. If you are fine with what we call the hero pose, you can get up on your knees now and sit on your heels. If you want, if your knees don't like to be so compressed, you can sit on a pillow instead of your heels, or you can put the pillow underneath the knees if that's where it helps you. The idea is to sit in your hero pose with a straight back, arms relaxed, hands resting somewhere near the knees or thighs. And actually, I should have mentioned this before, I apologize. If you have a belt or a piece of cloth, or if you have your shirt, you could even just use your shirt. So the idea is, let's take the support piece of fabric and lay it on your right shoulder. Yeah, just lay it on your right shoulder. And this is a challenge for the feet and the Achilles tendon, the heels. If you have plantar fasciitis, or really everybody that should try to come up onto your toes here. It's not exactly comfortable. It's what we call spicy. It may be too difficult for you, and that's okay. If you don't want to do it, just stay down in the front of the foot here. And I notice a lot of people do have problems with their ankles. You may want to just put a pillow there for your ankles. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. So whatever foot position you choose, the challenge position is toes tucked under, and that little toe sometimes wants to find its own path. Try and keep it with the other toes facing forward. All right, so having said all that, we're going to bring the hands out, reach up, take your right hand and bend the elbow, reach for the top of the shoulder blades back there behind your neck. And the left hand's going to come down by your hips and work your way up. And then you grab, see if you can grab the strap or cloth or your shirt. Or if you're really flexible, you may be able to grab your fingertips together. If you can't grab your fingertips, grab the belt and work your hands as close together as you can. And let your heart shine forward. Breathe. Shoulders, shoulder blades. Expand your rib cage. Breathe in. Try to forget about how much your toes and your feet are talking to you right now, because this is always spicy for everybody. All right, let's release the hands and switch locations. Bring this strap or belt or fabric over to the other shoulder. And now the left hand reaches up, the right hand reaches down. Bend the elbows and try and find the middle ground behind your shoulder blades. Or grab your strap. You see that? So, once you find your position, the elbow above is pointing straight up behind your head. The elbow below is pointing straight down to the floor. And your heart shines forward. Put a smile on your face. You're almost done. All right, bring the hands out and swing the hands. And let's go ahead and wiggle those toes back there. Let them relax a little bit. And let's come down to pose of a child. That means we're going to bend forward and tuck ourselves up into a tiny little ball, resting on our shins, feet, and knees. Nice. Come back over and sit back with the legs straight out in front and give your feet a chance to jiggle the legs. Let's go ahead and slap or clap onto the thighs, all the way down towards the ankles and the toes. And then stroke. Having asked quite a lot of our feet just now, let's give them some reward and some attention. So let me come back. Camera back in a little bit. Sorry about that. I don't normally switch twice. Alright, so I'm going to put the foot up on the knee, but you don't have to do that. You can do it here. I just need you to see what I'm doing. So I'm bringing my foot up. So anyway, let's bring the fingertips or the thumbs into the sole of the foot, the soft middle part of the foot, and just give yourself a little time. Some circular thumbs, circular fingertips. Soften that middle part. Give it some love. And then we're going to work our way back to the heel and give the heel a strong squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Release the heel so that it can really get the benefit of the massage. If you've got tension in your foot and you squeeze and release, not much happens. So try to relax the foot as much as possible and then give it some good massage. Heel, sole of the foot, and then up towards the ball of the foot. So the big toe and all the way down towards the little toe. Where the toes connect to the foot, that joint, we call that the ball of the foot. Squeeze and release little circles with the thumbs, whatever is easy for you to give some massage and some love to your toes, to your feet. And then we're going to grab all the toes and wrap the hand around the toes and bend. So we're bending this, all the toes back and forth, back and forth. Breathe. Let's bend them back, bend the toes back. At the same time, flex the heel as much as possible. Really extend through the Achilles tendon, stretch. And then really give a nice point with the hands helping. All right, and now we do the split toes, which is really awesome because it stimulates the skin. By stretching the skin in between the toes, it stimulates all those Chinese meridians that connect to your organs. So just take your toe and actually grab the big toe in one hand and the index toe in your other hand and send them into almost a split, kind of like this, splitting them different directions and then back and forth, this way and that. And then we thumbs, whatever works for you. And then the heel gets a squeeze, release all your muscle in the foot. Don't keep the foot tight as you squeeze the heel. Up to the balls of the foot where the toes meet the foot. Circular massage with thumbs. This is really good if you have circulation problems, issues with any kind of your extremities, pins and needles in the toes or fingers. It's very common for diabetics. And if you can do this once or twice a week, or better yet every day, you will definitely keep your toes getting the circulation they need. It's very easy to lose track of that. And just while you're here, especially if you have issues like that, just inspect the foot, make sure there's nothing wrong with the surface. You know, sometimes there's a thorn or something and you may not even realize it. It does happen, especially when you've got peripheral damage to the nerves. So this is your moment to connect those toes into all the circulation and all the benefits of that for the body. Toes back and point, back and point, back and point. Extreme stretch in the Achilles. Toes back, stretching that Achilles. And then a nice point with fingers pulling it into a more extreme point. Awesome, beautiful, nice. Let us go ahead and get organized for the last few minutes of our session together, which we haven't done a whole lot of traditional yoga stuff today. So let's do a little bit of cat and cow. That means we're going to get up on our hands and knees, hands on the floor, fingers spread wide, fingertips activated, pushing down, trying to keep the energy in the hands, not just in the end of the forearm and just having all your weight there on the end of the wrist. Push it into the hands. All right, am I good? Can you see me? Hopefully. All right. Arching up and dropping the head, dropping the tailbone, exhale. That's the cat position, and then bring it all into the cow position, letting the middle of the back sink down. Please push your shoulders away from your ears, make your upper back nice and strong. Lift your face, breathe in. Exhale, drop the head, drop the tailbone, and just back and forth. Any speed is perfect. And let's do a little bit of side to side. So we come back to a flat table and look around the hips. Look around the shoulders, sorry, for the hips. Other side, look around. Stick the hip out, but even if you don't see it, that's not really the point. The point is to look for the hip around the shoulder. Any speed is perfect. Keep breathing. More times on each side, 2 more times on each side, the last time, and back to cat and cow, arch and sway, breathing along. All right, come back to a flat table, turn your toes under and let's hover 1 inch above the ground, lift the knees up and stay right there, strong fingertips. For a challenge, you can pick one leg up, try the other leg up, hovering table, and then straight into downward dog. Adjust the location of your hands and feet. Find yourself pushing away with your hands, lifting the tailbone up and back. Drop the head between the arms, down towards the mat, release your neck. Allow yourself to just experience downward dog with breath deep and full. Put all your weight on your right foot and shift your right hip out to the side. Press more with your right hand than your left. Bring all your weight to your right side. And then back to the middle. Hold your nice, beautiful, extreme downward dog. Let's put all your weight on your left foot and your left hand. Let your right hand and right foot be loose and light. Shift your hip way over to the left. Stay here and breathe. And back to the middle. Bring the toes together so your big toes are touching, feet are side by side. Adjust your hands' location a little bit. And let's take the left foot up for a three-legged dog. You can point to the wall behind you, or maybe the ceiling above you. Bring it down and switch sides. Right foot comes up, reaching up or back, or just stretch. Oh yeah. All right, bring that leg down. Then let's come back into pose of a child. Walk your hands way forward and then drag them back as you drop your head. Nice. Push against the ground, bring yourself back up to hero pose or any seated position that works for you. We're just going to swing the hands forward and back. Elbows back. Reach forward and cross in front. Elbows back a lot. Stretch back. Three more times. And hands can rest. Interlock your fingers. Reach up, squeeze up. Release, arms out to the side and down. Come behind your tailbone. Clasp your hands back there and then bend forward. Bring the face down by the knees and the hands up overhead. Let them come as high and as far as they can. Stay here and breathe. You may choose to come up off of your heels and onto the top of your head. And then back all the way up to hero's pose. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. Notice which arm is on top. Open up, put the other arm on top this time. Big hug. And again, swing and elbows back. All right. Let's go ahead and lay down now. Lay down on your back side, and we're going to do some hamstring stretch to finish off class today. Laying down, find your Savasana. Relax through the tailbone and hips. Nice. Bend that left leg up. Fingers on the knees. Squeeze it into the chest and release. Just the left leg. Bend it up. Squeeze it in and release. Squeeze it in and release. Squeeze it in and hold. And release. Stretch that leg straight up. Hands go for the knee or somewhere that your hands easily reach, and find yourself bringing the leg close to the face for a nice hamstring stretch. Please don't force anything. Be gentle. Be aware of your personal range of motion. Don't compare yourself to anybody else or even yourself at a younger age. accept where you are now with love and appreciation, because you always know it could be worse. There are plenty of people out there who would love to have the range of motion that you have. They would give anything for that. Be grateful for your body. Be grateful for your life. Be grateful for this moment. Connect with your true self. Let's find that extreme edge of our range of motion and hold the legs steady there for about 25 seconds. Hold and breathe. You may feel the legs slip deeper into the stretch, and if so, you can follow your edge down. Otherwise, just hold. Nice. Release and bend the knee. Take the heel in your right hand, the knee in your left hand. Hold your leg a little bit like you're holding a baby and rock the baby left and right. Big restorative breath here. Inhale through the nose and blow through the lips. Beautiful. Let's take the knee in the right hand now and roll up onto the right side, right hip. Left knee comes almost all the way to the ground. You can bring it onto a pillow if that helps you. And find yourself in this delicious spinal twist. Relax everything. Let's roll back onto our backside and do a long body stretch. Ooh, we're running out of time. Let's bring that right knee up, squeeze and release. I think most of you know where we're going. We're just going to repeat the same thing on the right that we did on the left. I'm going to keep going past the top of the hour to keep this positioning consistent, but if you need to go, you know where to return to. I hope you can stay with me. Let's squeeze in and hold, squeeze the knee in and hold. Beautiful. Release, bring the leg up, reach for the leg wherever your hands reach. Stretch the hamstring and hip. Exhale as you bring the leg close to the face. Inhale as you bring the leg away from the face. Acknowledge the edge of your range of motion. Gentle. Stretching that hamstring is awesome. Let's hold the leg at your extreme edge. Steady static stretch. 25 seconds. Relax. Perhaps it goes a little deeper, stretch a little more if it's good for you. Breathe a lot. Release, relax. All right, release and bring the leg straight up again. Bend the knee, reach for the heel with the left hand. The right hand stays on the right knee. Rock the baby in and out. Back and forth, out and in. Restorative breath. Blow the old air out. All right, let's cross the leg over. Take the knee in the left hand, bring it all the way to the ground or close to it. A pillow under the knee is always optional. Open your chest to the sky. Relax through the hips, lower back, legs, arms, yourself enough to let go. Ready, roll back onto your back. Find your Savasana, which means the legs are out and loose and relaxed. The arms are out to the side or alongside, a little bit away from the body. Palms are up. Everything is relaxed and balanced. Your breath is deep and full. You have total awareness of every part of your body, but you're relaxed. So here's the challenge to relax fully without sleeping. Heightened awareness. At the same time as total relaxation. Wish to stay in Savasana, that is perfectly fine. In fact, it is encouraged. Relax, find your breath deep and full and easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay balanced, stay grateful. I'll see you again on Thursday. Namaste.